Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Well, in today's video, I had picked up a couple of surface gauges. I don't know if they're both marked. The bases aren't marked at all, but the standoffs are marked Starret. And I'm not sure if that's right or not because you can see they look a little different. One's more of curved and blued, and the other one looks more like it's cast. I'm not 100% sure, but they were complete units. They came with describers, and I kind of thought they'd be nice to have around. What I did notice though is this one works properly, and this one does not. This one's loose. So what we're going to do today is we're going to figure out why this one's loose, and some of you already may know what the problem is. I haven't really had too much experience with surface gauges, so I wasn't sure right off the bat. Whoever had this gauge, it seemed like they put this kind of a square washer on the end, which I almost took my finger off with. It was on here with the nut, and it seems that, or the actual screw that goes in the end, and I assume what he was doing was he kind of kept it so it wouldn't slide all the way out. So I've already pre-disassembled these and found out what the issue is, and apparently this is a lot fatter than this one, and so really what it is, this outer piece, because you can see this is all loose here and this one's not. This was nice and tight. This outer piece is missing. So let's go ahead and kind of disassemble this one so we can kind of see what's going on here. We'll push this one off to the side a little bit. We have a spring inside. We have some washers, and we have a nice tight, like a friction fit here. And the more you tighten this, the stronger it's in there, and I guess that's also keeps tension for it moving up and down. But let's go ahead and you can actually see if I push this in, that loosens it up. So let's take it apart. The hand wheel obviously is on both. The spring is on both. The inside washer, I have that for both of them. And this piece here, which is kind of an outside washer, and you see how that's slotted inside. I have both of those for both, but when we pull this out and we take the arm out, which we have to take out only one way, you'll see what happens is this guy slides out. So let's pull the other one apart. No problem in keeping the parts separated. There's not many parts here. So again, we have the hand wheel, we have the spring, the washer, the keyed washer, and so they're almost the same. If you notice, you can see this in the picture, but the key is not facing the same. So you have the large and the small hole. Now the key is facing. So they are a little bit different. So what I like to do is I like to take this, make this on the lathe. We could use those dimensions for it to fit. And then we'll just cut a slotted keyway this way instead. So otherwise, they are the same dimension this way. Just that when you put this one together, the large hole lines up and the small hole lines up. And I'm guessing that might be for lubrication, that small hole. Or maybe there's a smaller, or maybe you just put your scriber in here. That's a possibility too. And when you go ahead and use the other one, you can see you could get it in and it almost fits, but the holes aren't lined up and it's sticking out very much on this side. So we probably need to go through these dimensions here and find out what the differences are. You can kind of see the barrel is longer, and actually the keyway is longer as well. So I guess we'll just kind of modify the dimensions of this outer bushing, if you like to call it a bushing, so it fits exactly right. And I guess we could kind of get that by just measuring how much short we are here, and then changing the length of this little keyway. You can see the keyway is a little bit of a different length. So this barrel is longer, but the keyway is shorter. This barrel is shorter and the keyway is longer. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then once we get that worked out, then we'll figure out how to drill these holes so they line up. Because once once the barrel is, once the I guess this is inserted into the barrel, the shaft, we won't be able to see where the holes are supposed to go. So I guess we'll have to do that mathematically. So our first operation will be to go ahead on the lathe, get a piece of material. I'm going to use some tool steel that I have. We'll get the outside dimension. We'll make it a little bit longer than we need it, and then we'll bore it out, and we'll see. We'll take a measure on the depth and see where we have to be, so this lines up, and that would be flush. Because what actually happens here also is, as you get spring tension, it kind of like tightens this hole or offsets this hole, which keeps this upright in place. I guess by pushing or pulling on here, or pulling, it exerts some force, so there's a friction fit here, and that's what keeps us from sliding up and down. So I'm going to get us set up on the lathe, and we're going to go ahead and turn this down and get to where we need, so we can make some chips, and we'll do a little video on the lathe, and we'll get it going. Hey guys, okay, we found a piece of steel we're going to use, and we're going to face it off, and we'll get it down to the nominal dimension. We'll center drill it, and we'll go from there. The other piece was just too gummy, so I just wasn't interested. I'm just feeding it by hand now until we get it just about where we're going to have it. Now let's turn it down to size. Outside dimension is 683. got a little bit to go. See where we're at. Looks like we're at 707. Yeah. So we got about another 683. Go 685. Another 30 thousandths ish to go. This outer dimension is objective. It's not really critical. It seems like we've taken it too far. We're at 670. 675. Okay, that'll work. See if we can take a spring pass here. I don't like this finish. Is crappy. Maybe sand. That's a little bit better. Let me throw a chamfer on it. I don't think we need to face it. Let's go ahead and center drill it. Be careful how you hold that sandpaper. If it grabbed, it would just fall out of my hand. I was only holding it between my fingers, not wrapping it around anything. Okay, center drill. Of course, it's right in front of me. Let's slow it way down and oil it up. About 440 RPMs. Take it nice and easy. see what the ID is supposed to be here. $504,000 it looks like. We want to keep a nice tight fit. We don't want to be sloppy. So let's see what kind of drill bit I have that's close to that.